Happy Monday. It is showtime. You've been blaming Zeus. Don't blame Zeus, ladies and gentlemen. Hey. You've been blaming. Why are you blaming Zeus, ladies and gentlemen? Hey, Swervin! Greetings, Brother Greg. It's unreleased music, Greg. I haven't released it yet, but it's coming. Don't worry. Don't you worry. Now let's get this show started, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go!
Yeah. It's me, Zeus.
I gotta get in my zone. Blue wave, ladies and gentlemen. Mexican guru. Nutty Professor. Let's go.
I'ma have to cut you off. I'ma have to cut you off. If you not my dog, I'ma have to cut you off. I'ma have to cut you off. I'ma have to cut you off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I can't play these games no more.
What you looking at me for? Why you looking at me?
All these games that you be playing, all this talk that you be saying, I don't really like to play. Get this money every way. Gotta keep my mental clear. Yeah, you know I'm out of here. I don't really have no fear. Yeah, you keep on showing here. I'm not with that back and forth. I'm the type to get to work. I'm the type to keep it real. I'm the type to get it. I'm the type to chase a bag. I'm the type to pop a tag. Sick like I have SARS. Ride around a fast car. Rapping like behind bars. I do this all for my dogs. This is what it all costs. When you gotta be the boss. If you not my dog, I'ma have to cut you off.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen.
I'ma have to cut you off. If you not my dog, I'ma have to cut you off. I'ma have to cut you off. I'ma have to cut you off. This is what it be like when I'm stunting on my enemies. This is what it be like when I make them feel my energy. Sitting on these rats, okay. You know what this really means. This is what it's all about. I'm on top of everything. I'm the boss, don't play with me. This right here ain't game to me.
Angela, good morning. Thank you for the
mic. Not okay with me. Every day you say you scared. Every day I'm making bread. Every day you say you good. Every day I wish you would. This is what it be like when you really on a come up. This is what it be like when you really trying to run up. Rookie of the year, better go and break the record. Rookie of the year, better go and get a checkup. If you not my dog, I'ma have to cut you off. I'ma have to cut you off. I'ma have to cut you off. If you not my dog, I'ma have to cut you off. I'ma have to cut you off. I'ma have to cut you off.
Welcome to the show. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Greetings, greetings, greetings. Once again, we are back to do the work needed to get this country back on track. Yes, this is the Lion's Den. This is where most of the truth comes on this platform. Listen, they call me Triple H. Why? Because I am honest, humble, and handsome. Yes. They don't like me because I tell the truth, and that's totally fine with me. My other account, it's still on ice, but it will be back relatively soon. And it will be coming in full force to make sure we hold all people accountable for the lies and misinformation they are sharing on this platform. What a weekend. What a weekend. I saw a lot of nastiness, a lot of nasty conduct on social media this weekend. Good morning, Angela. And these folks should be ashamed of themselves. They really should be ashamed of themselves. Why should they be ashamed of themselves? Because they know that they continue to be vassals of transgressions for the former president. And I don't get it. I do not get it, ladies and gentlemen. But you know what? Maybe everything is not meant for me to get. But I do believe that the truth is coming at record speed, and this is why we're seeing the vexation of the spirit going on when it comes to the Trump supporters. Good morning, peace and lock. So nice to see you. The vexation of the spirit when it comes to the Republican Party, who has been consistently and repeatedly getting caught with their hands in the cookie jar. You know, the proverbial cookie jar is something else, huh? When you catch people doing wrong, isn't it so funny how they always try to explain that you didn't catch? Oh no, I just had my hand in the cookie jar. I didn't do anything wrong, Zeus. Cut it out. Shame, treason, blasphemy. They asked me, who are you going to believe, Zeus? Me or your lying eyes? And I tell them, I believe my lying eyes. I believe Alvin Bragg. I believe Letitia James. I believe Fonnie Willis. And of course, I believe Jack Smith. Why are Republicans in trouble? Oh, maybe it's because of their stance on abortion? Is that what it is? Oh, I think so. Maybe it's their stance with the former president. You know, what gets me is how these Republicans and Trump supporters, we have them. We have them, ladies and gentlemen. We have Donald Trump. You know what I do sometimes? I'm going to be so honest with you, and I'm probably going to get in trouble for saying this. Whenever I want to, you get into these arguments with these Trump supporters, and you're like, wow, man, these people are really, they don't get it. You know what I do? I go to that photo of the former president when he was sitting in the defendant position. Hold on, let me see if I can find this photo. You got to keep it on you. You got to keep this photo on you, ladies and gentlemen. Don't let them sweep it under the rug. Please do not let them sweep this photo under the rug. You want to be internet famous, Trump? Well, here it is. This is what it's all about. This is what the Democrats have been bringing to the Republican Party's attention, front and center. And they say, it took 7 years. I don't care if it took a lifetime. We got it. They don't even argue anymore. Listen, now there's only a few lives I will go into. I will still go into a Snuggles live, but I'm limiting my discussions with Snuggles to just possibly me and him only, because it's not a free-for-all on Zeus any longer. I did it up until Trump got indicted and arrested, but now that Trump's been arrested, I can't be close to no sheep. Ladies and gentlemen, hello, Heidi. I can't be around sheep. Okay, because I'm not a sheep. I'm more of a wolf type of person. Okay, so no. I can't be around sheep, and because that's just what it is. I've already told them. I said there's not going to be a red wave. There wasn't a red wave. And then I told them Trump's not going to win the 2020 election. He didn't win it. Okay? And I told him Trump was going to get indicted and arrested, and he did. I'm not a sheep. I'm a wolf, ladies and gentlemen. Where's my wolf? Where are my wolves at out there? Hold on. Where is it at? Where is it at? They're going to get mad at me. Oh, I don't have it. Where is my wolves at? I don't have my wolves. Oh, my God. I thought I had the wolves here, but I guess I don't. We'll see. We'll see. We'll get back to it, though, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, April. Now, yes, like I said, they don't want to argue, and I found something that adequately describes what I feel is going on in Trump world, right? They don't have any arguments. Go ahead. If your only defense for Donald Trump is what about Biden? Guess what? You've already lost. Let it sit there for a second. Now, you don't like what I'm saying? You know what I'm going to remind you?
If you're not happy here, then you can leave.
Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned, if you hate our country,
Yeah.
if you're not happy here, you can leave.
Exactly.
If you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time, very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now.
That's right. That's right.
Come back if you want. Don't come back.
Yeah.
It's okay too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.
Hey, that's one thing I must say I agree with President Trump about. Get on out of here. Last time I brought this message, they did nasty things to Zeus. Oh, they did. They tried to get the live taken down. They're trying to limit my so-called freedom of speech. But the TikTok God said, Zeus, keep doing what you're doing, sir. We understand that you are doing important work out here on this platform. You're combating misinformation, okay? And you're using satire to do it. And you know what, Zeus? We love you for that. So yes, ladies and gentlemen, I will continue to remind you. I will continue to remind the folks who are complaining about government here in the United States that they do not have to stay here. You can leave. And also, a defense for Donald Trump is not what about Biden? What about Hillary? What about Obama? What about the Clintons? Nope, that's not a defense, okay? As far as I am concerned, the party has just gotten started, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, please put those blue waves in the comment section. Oh my goodness. So now what else happened this weekend that we do need to discuss? Oh yes, Fox News reaches a settlement with Venezuelan businessmen in an election defamation case. Go ahead. Greetings, Italo. This is what I've been telling a lot of the Trump supporters. This is the beginning of the end, and it's time for you to get used to it. You can kick, you can scream, you can yell as much as you want, but it's not going to help you. It's like one of those scary movies, right? You see Jason and Freddy Krueger coming, and you can yell and you can scream. Help me! It ain't gonna help. It really isn't going to help, ladies and gentlemen, because at the end of the day, I do believe we are a country of law and order, and I do believe justice will prevail. Justice will prevail. And Jack Smith, along with a whole cast of other prosecutors, American-born prosecutors. Maybe I should make that a movie called American-born prosecutors, right? These folks have sat back and watched Donald J. Trump commit nasty, disgusting, filthy crimes with the help of companies like Fox News. And now Fox News is being taken to task, and they are paying for it. So if Fox News has to pay for it, you know who else is going to have to pay for it? Donald J. Trump. Now let's move it on, ladies and gentlemen, because see, I don't want to leave people in the dark about what's really going on this week. There's a lot going on this week, and it's secretly happening. And this is the biggest thing that I think we should be focused on. Trump should be a lot more worried about Jack Smith and his investigation into the January 6th attack on the United States Capitol, as well as those classified documents, okay? Here's where we are, ladies and gentlemen. Here's where we are. Probably the most serious is the January 6th insurrection that the special counsel is looking at. That investigation is premised on the huge volumes of facts about the insurrection, about Trump's role in seditious, you see that word? Seditious. When you see, listen, there's no reason, if you ask me, why that word should be next to or mentioned in reference to a former president. Seditious? Wow. And yet you still put on those Trump flags. You put those Trump flags up. Hello, little Miss Perfect. Nice to see you. And yet you still put up those Trump flags. Okay. You still claim to have all the evidence about Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton and Hunter Biden. Hello. Yeah. But you don't have any evidence or any explanation for this so-called seditious behavior that the former president was engaged in. Yes, he was trying to stop the peaceful transfer of power to the next president of the United States, President Joseph Biden. And you wonder why the Republican Party is tanking. You wonder why Gen Z sees all of this. They see you for what you are. They see it, just like I've been telling you. Criminal! Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is what's going on. But it doesn't stop there. Listen, no, the party. Thank you, Brother Greg, for the hat. Oh, it doesn't stop there because Jack Smith, the work he's doing, I definitely, I'm going to say it again. You know, Paul Revere, the British are coming. The British are coming. What Jack Smith is doing, ladies and gentlemen, with those indictments are coming. World-class operation Jack Smith has going on over there. I've never seen anyone be able to sit back so quietly, endure all of the attacks that Donald Trump has thrown at him, all of the attacks that the GOP and the Republicans and the Trump supporters have thrown at them, and still get to work. Yes. Why it seems like we'll see charges in the Mar-a-Lago case. See, this is going to rock Trump's world a lot. But I think this could explain why Trump is freaking out over there on Truth Social. This could explain why his supporters, nope, don't send me a text messages. Don't send me none of that. You know what I'm doing this early in the morning, folks. This could explain Trump will be president again. You see? President of what? Rose Carve. What exactly do you think Trump will be president of? Because it'll never happen. I'm one of the many people out here who stand for something, and I'm one of the first people to ever tell you today, Trump 2024 is not happening. The only thing that is happening that you should be worried about is the next indictment. It feels good. It feels good to say these things, like defendant Trump. When you talk to these Trump supporters, you know what you should just say to them? You should always remind them that Donald J. Trump is a defendant in a criminal case, and that is true. You can't say that about any of these folks that they claim they got the goods on. You don't got any goods on Hunter Biden. You don't got any goods on Bill Clinton at all. You don't. The only thing you have the goods on is Donald J. Trump being a defendant. Yes, Trump for prison. Now, why it seems like we'll see the Mar-a-Lago documents case next, ladies and gentlemen, here's what it is. A federal prosecutor, okay, that's got a lot of experience focusing on white-collar crimes, has pointed out a few things. Okay, he wakes up every morning expecting to see the filing of that indictment. He says in an interview, I'll be shocked if nothing happens by the end of this month. Now, most people tend to think that, Fonnie Willis is going to be the next one. But this Jack Smith character, and when he gets you, you're gone. Is he going to get him? Ladies and gentlemen, please put a blue wave in the comment section so that these Trump supporters can see the 2020 election was real. There were real people that did not want Trump in the office, and we are some of those people. But there's millions and millions, okay? Oh, yes, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, yes. Now, let's move it on, but let's get on to this classified document thing, right? For the past few months, they said Jack Smith has been very active. For starters, he was able to order Trump's lawyer, Evan Corcoran, to testify before a grand jury over the classified documents case. He also brought in other witnesses for a second round of questioning. That is something you typically do at the back end of a case. Uh-oh, Trump supporters. We've been here before. We were here with Alvin Bragg. Remember when we were all excited because Alvin Bragg, he invited Donald Trump to come in and talk? Remember this point in American history and Trump went out there on Truth Social and said he was going to get arrested? Because he knows what's coming next. So yes, ladies and gentlemen, I truly do believe that Jack Smith at any moment in time will strike. And there's nothing Trump can do about it. There's nothing Jim Jordan and the House can do about it. They're going to have to sit back and watch Trump get a dose of his medicine. What is Trump's medicine? Well, he seems to have an obsession with everybody getting locked up, from Barack Obama to Hillary Clinton. Who else? To Dr. Anthony Fauci. Okay, who else? Who else did Trump want locked up? All of his political rivals. Even Snoop Dogg, I hear. He wanted Snoop Dogg locked up. Biden, yes, he wanted both Biden. He didn't just want President Biden locked up. He also wants his son locked up. So now, ladies and gentlemen, the man, this is how you know when people go, how do you know God is real, Zeus? I say, oh, because of this. This is how you know God is real. Because the same man that got out here and was telling the world that we need to lock up all these people because they're criminals. That same individual, ladies and gentlemen, is now feeling the weight of the law, okay, because of his dirty, disgusting, filthy deeds. And it doesn't stop there. There's more chaos going on in Trump world. A lot of people have said to me, Zeus, why don't you talk about your relationship lives any longer? And when I talk about relationships, I just want to make this very clear, full disclosure. I have some of the best relationship lives out here on TikTok. Okay, because listen, whatever I do, I'm good at. I get it. So you want relationship topics? You want them? Guess who has the relationship topics today? Zeus does. And let's go into it, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get into the relationship topic before we open up those boxes and hear from the lovely people out here who are into these things. Melania and Donald Trump's paths barely cross and may be heading to divorce. I crack myself up. I really do. Now, why does Melania Trump, why do you think Melania Trump wants to get a divorce? Well, here's the deal, ladies and gentlemen. So today, in addition to talking about the politics, I'm also willing to talk about Melania Trump's situation in which it is being said she may be willing to file for a divorce. Because this is also my specialty. So to the Trump supporters, and I know you're listening, you're probably just shadow watching Zeus because you know what goes on here. Okay? I want you to think about this today, that a king might just be losing his queen as he continues to get indicted. They don't like me. I know. You don't like that. It doesn't matter. It's the truth. So listen, ladies and gentlemen, listen up when it comes to Melania. Their paths barely cross. Melania is no different than any woman having her husband accused of cheating on her not once, but twice is extremely disturbing. Especially when he confides in a man named David Pecker. Come on, you know that just adds insult to injury, doesn't it? Okay, there's little to wonder people believe it's not just the criminal court that Trump is heading to, but possibly divorce court. You cannot make this stuff up. You cannot sit here and say it's the Democrats doing this to Donald J. Trump. The Democrats didn't tell Trump to pull his pants down with those porn stars and those Playboy models. The Democrats didn't tell him to do that. It wasn't Obama spying on him that got him caught. It was Michael Cohen. Michael Cohen, and they always say, what was the real crime in Alvin Bragg's case? What was the real crime? I don't know about you, but I would say the real crime at the end of the day is the fact that we here in the United States of America have to talk about this. If it isn't a crime that we actually have to talk about this and debate it, it should be one. This is treason. This man has hijacked the national platform, the nation's news outlets. He's hijacked it and filled it with his dirty, disgusting, filthy deeds that we have to continue to debate here in, here out, every day on TikTok. This should be a crime. Ladies and gentlemen, Storty Daniel got paid $43K in a minute to be with old Cheeto. Yeah. Baron 69. Yeah. What Stormy Daniels had to endure, those 3 minutes with Donald J. Trump, I would say was punishment enough. And she still has to live with it the rest of her life. But you know what? I must give it to her. I'm so glad that she is at least willing to tell the truth when it comes to what happened, no matter how much money it costs her. Because at the end of the day, Stormy Daniels, you are doing good work for the American people. All right. Now listen up, ladies and gentlemen. It is Monday. It's going to be a light day. And it is time for Zeus to open up those boxes and hear from all of you. And I see we do have some guests right now. So let's get into it. Greetings, Brother Swervin. How are you doing?
Good morning, my friend. How are things on Mount Olympus this
Oh,
morning?
you know, God's work is never done, but you know, they're doing all right. How about you?
I'm hanging in there.
All
I'm
right,
hanging
the
in there.
family good?
Family is good. Mama Jenny's good. The wife is
Hey.
downstairs working, and I am completely in F off mode for the rest of the day. In all honesty,
Oh, okay. Okay. You
but
said you're completely in what?
F off mode.
Oh,
You don't like profanity on your live, so I'm trying
that's
to be.
right. That's right. We got to keep
So hopefully you're aware of what F off mode is. But
absolutely. I am. I just didn't I think my signal went out for a split second.
no, it's
Okay?
all good, brother. But good morning, Baron. No, what I wanted to touch base on, we've seen we just saw this ruling with this judge in Texas who put a ban on the abortion pill, right?
Right, right, right.
And I know this isn't something that that you like to talk about very often, but I'm gonna just put it out there. You've had several Republicans come out now and say, "Look, we have gotten this wrong when it comes to this issue." A Republican representative named, I believe her last name is Mace, and
Uh-huh.
she's from the Carolinas.
Mm.
And she said, we got this wrong. And we keep writing these archaic laws and putting these archaic bans into place to strip women of their own healthcare choices. And if we don't reverse course on this, we have already seen this. We saw the Supreme Court change hands up
Right.
in Wisconsin, right? And
Yep, we saw that.
because it changed hands, the Republican legislature there, they're already trying to figure out how they can impeach her.
Mm.
She ain't spent 1 minute in her chair, and they already want to impeach her.
Wow.
We saw,
Shame.
oh, it's incredible, Shane. We
Shame.
saw in Tennessee how the two brothers, I call them Double J, Justin and Justin.
Yeah, Double J. I love it.
We saw how Justin and Justin got removed from their chairs, but the white woman got to stay. So you can't tell me there's no such thing as systemic racism.
Oh, hey, you know what they say? You know what they say about racism? That's not happening. That used to happen. We're now in a new spot. We're the descendants of our ancestors now.
Yeah, they'll say that, or they will say things like, it'll go away if you just stop talking about it. No, it won't.
Oh,
It won't go away because
oh.
we are living in a system that is built on oppression.
Mm.
And if white folks wanted to do something about racism, you had almost 500 years to do something about it, and you never did.
Oh, we'll get around to it. They'll get
Okay.
around to it. We should just
Yeah.
keep on praying to Jesus. No, we should keep on praying to Donald Trump. Okay, and hope he delivers us from racism. Right?
Yeah, I can't, I'm not gonna hold my breath on that. I'll be honest with you.
Oh my God.
And I'm just sitting here, I don't know if you saw the live that was going on last night. From the messages you sent me, I kind of felt you were in that same live.
Oh yes, yes, I
This,
did.
this is why I can't go into that live. And for some reason, everybody was hinging their, Greg wanted me to come in and back him up. But I mean, before I could even get in the box, somebody had already insulted me. And I'm just sitting here thinking to myself, wow, like,
Ugh.
and
Shame,
I just can't do it.
shame.
I got
No
high blood
insult.
pressure, hypertension. I'm not going into the box where there's 8 other people in there who are just waiting to pounce on me like some cats on catnip. It just ain't happening. And that's what
Ah, I'm not either. Like I said, you know, I'm not a person that is, Zeus, right? I run a clean operation. I don't mind talking to people and just having regular conversations. But when it's not helping me be a better person, I'm out of there. That's how I operate. It's
yeah.
nothing against, it's like It's not me. You know what I say? It's not me. It's not you. It's me. That's it. It's not. It's not you. It's me. Okay. I don't want to end up having to, as you suggest, Swerving, deal with high blood pressure. I don't want my family and friends seeing me in in a light that they know really isn't me. But this is what happens when I'm in a situation and give my power away to people. Not going to happen. I always tell people, keep the power. Keep your power. Don't give it away.
You're absolutely right. So, yeah, there's no sense in me going into a live. And I can appreciate that people have that confidence in me. But I mean, I heard jokes about the LGBTQI plus community.
Oh yeah.
The host didn't call them out. I heard jokes about me personally.
Shame. Shame, shame, shame. Y'all got to stop this, folks.
If you want to have a civil conversation, I can have that conversation all day long. But if you think I'm gonna let you just sit, I'm gonna just sit there and let you make fun of me, and then, if I leave the live, oh well, he's a track star, he's a runner. No, that don't fly with me.
What is
But
up?
one thing that I try to remind everyone of right now:
What's up?
Donald Trump is in the situation he is in because of Donald Trump. He is in the
Absolutely.
situation he's in because of Donald Trump. And nobody told him to call Brad Raffensperger. Nobody told him to pay Stormy Daniels. Nobody told him to just get on TV. Hell, the other day at Mar-a-Lago, after he got arrested and indicted, which they still don't believe he's been arrested.
Hey,
They
that
still don't
cracks
believe
me
he's been
up.
arrested.
They don't think he's been arrested?
Yeah, that's true. They don't believe he's been arrested. This is just an indictment. Yeah, with the indictment comes the arrest. He was Mirandaized. He was fingerprinted. That's an arrest, right? But
Absolutely.
they
I
will
posted
still
the
sit there.
definition of arrest.
They will still sit there and believe beyond a shadow of a doubt that this man has never done any wrong. He's never done any harm. There are things like there are things like the Smith-Mundt Act that has come up. All these things and make Obama look bad, but they will always accuse us of Trump derangement syndrome. They have Obama derangement syndrome. They have Hillary Clinton derangement syndrome. And they come with nothing but the whataboutism. What about this? What about that? What about this? I'm not asking you about that.
Nope.
What's up,
So
Swerve?
I would welcome any of these people. Snuggles, Conservative Lens, the guy that was in the live last night who looked like a reject from the Duck Dynasty. See, I can do it too.
Oh, keep it clean.
I'm trying to keep it clean, but he was the same one that called me Uncle Fester.
Oh, no.
Before I even tried to send a request, he called me Uncle Fester. So I can insult people too.
Oh,
But
Lord have
if you
mercy.
want to have a civil conversation and a civil debate, then let's have that conversation. Let's have that debate. Let's talk. But I'm not
Right,
for
and
the
they
insult.
can't.
That guy died a year ago. That guy who was known for carrying Lucille in his back pocket, that guy is gone.
Good morning, Christina. So you saying
So
you took care of business?
I took care for my own mental stability.
Yeah.
I had to change.
You
Swerving,
know what? You're
sorry that
doing
I tried to get you in there. It's ridiculous because everything that I say, they don't listen to me about it. They have nothing.
Well, I know, and that was the message I sent you. Every time they ask you a question, and you start to answer, all five of them jump on you. And when
Exactly.
I say it point blank, that guy who made the gay baby joke, I would have been
Yep.
banned for cursing him out.
Well, yeah, I know, and that was, and I've heard that joke before, and I've heard it in Hansom's Liberals Live, and I don't know if it was him or somebody else, but it's very hard to have a civil discourse when I'm in a live with five people in a lion's den, and nobody wants to have a real conversation. Nobody wants to do it.
well.
That's why when they say, "Oh, look, it's the tolerant left," I'm like, you know what? You're absolutely right. I can no longer be tolerant anymore of these people. I can no longer be tolerant anymore with bigots. I cannot be tolerant with homophobes. I cannot be tolerant with any of these fucking people who
Hey, keep it clean. Wrong one.
who constantly talk down on us. I can no longer be tolerant of these people.
And to the recent revelation about the and I
Uh-oh. It looks like Greg is having technical difficulties. But one of the things that I do enjoy about this is that the fact that you,
I'm back.
Swervin, you pointed out the work you've done on yourself to, maintain your power. That's what I tell people. It's a dangerous world we live in. At the end of the day, you can get a dose of whatever you're looking for out here. And my advice is don't put yourself in situations where you'll end up having to give your power away. Just don't do
Exactly.
it.
And I'm guilty of it because I get so angry and I want to just come at these people. I do. Because I want to,
Yes,
I guess change their mind, right? But I guess I'll never do that.
yes, Nutty Professor. I see you have your hands up, and good morning to
What's up,
you.
Nelly?
Good morning, everybody. Just a couple of housekeeping things right quick. Can everyone tap the screen? And we need to boost this backup account because we know when the truth is being spoken, the devil is at work. The devil works hard, but we work harder. So please
Yes.
tap the screen, boost
Amen.
this live, and let's get this back up. Just as popular as Three Crossings.
Well,
Because
I'm okay to a certain degree, Nutty, because last time I got
okay,
it up, they took me out for a couple of hours, and
Oh,
okay. Well,
the show has to go on.
it
yes.
does. But
Yeah.
also, I want to, it's sad that hearing the words thoughts and prayers has been so desensitized that I don't even want to say it anymore. But my thoughts are in Kentucky right now. There's another mass pew-pewing with
Oh,
mass
really?
casualties. It's active right now, going
Wow.
on right now.
Wow.
So let's send up some prayers for those folks. But here's the thing. Here's the thing, folks. We are not going to change anything when we are the ones that are constantly expected to take the moral high ground. Constantly, we're expected to take the moral high ground. I don't know which live you guys were talking about, but I know that I was in one with Greg when he said, "Oh, Nutty left." I left because Swerving, you said the right thing, brother. When it comes to protecting your own mental health, we have to know when to just leave. Despite what people say, we have to protect our
Yeah.
own mental health.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
And when
so by
I jumped into that when I
stepping
jumped
away
into
and
that
leaving,
live last night,
yeah,
Greg was like, okay, Swerving is here. Conservative Lens goes, oh, your phone a friend is here. How wonderful. And then the dude that looked like the Duck Dynasty reject was going, oh, Uncle Fester. See, I can do that shit too. Excuse me. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
keep it
I'm sorry. I'm
clean.
sorry. I'm sorry. You know I respect you, Zeus. It slipped. It
I
was a slip.
know. I know. I just do what I do. But I guess this conversation is the needed discussion on top of everything else. So I'm okay with it. Because
yeah,
at the end of the day, I'm all down for you being the best version of yourself. So uh that's what this is about today.
Exactly.
Did now when people do call you, they say he's a runner, he's a track star. I don't necessarily consider that a negative thing like I used to. I would rather leave that live and go on about my day, getting to the what, eating good, living good, and not stressing out. Yeah, that's their problem.
Yeah, and that's pretty much what I did last night. I was like, I'm not getting in there with them. Good morning, Jen. I was
I
like,
mean,
I'm not getting in there with them.
Yeah, sorry. I don't know why. It stinks. I shouldn't have put you in that situation, I guess.
no,
No,
it's
don't
just
get me.
learning. I think
I,
if I've only been doing this for what, a year and a half. And when you first get your ability to go live, you're kind of new out here, and so you don't really learn these lessons until you've done it enough, and then you're like, you know what, people in my life that I have to interact with, they look at me and they're like, what the heck is wrong with you? That's when
Yeah.
I had to dial it back. And
I'll tell you
not,
like this: I will
yes,
welcome any single one of them into my live, uh, and we can have what I can only refer to as civil conversation and civil debate. But the second they start trying to steamroll the conversation, the second they start talking over anybody, you get 2 warnings, and then I'm bouncing you. That's the way it's got to be.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, what is there to me? Honestly, what is there left to debate? We have him right here. This is, there's nothing else left to say when it
Oh,
comes to
you'd
this
be
guy.
surprised, Zeus. You'd be surprised. It continues.
Oh, I
It
mean,
continues.
He has
I
been
just want to
ex.
mention
Oh, go
I
ahead.
just want to mention you don't sit in that particular seat unless you've been arrested. You
but
just
Greg,
don't. You don't have an arraignment. You don't have an arraignment if you've never been arrested. It doesn't exist. Arraignments don't happen for people who aren't arrested.
That's right.
there's not. I mean, I know that there's other narratives out here, but as far as I'm concerned, I don't need to debate this. You don't. I
Right,
don't
I
see a
know.
picture. I don't see a picture of Hunter Biden like this or Obama like this.
I don't see a picture of Hunter Biden's laptop like that either.
They bring it up though. They
So
certainly
I
bring
just
it up.
wanted the thing I wanted to touch on today was the Presidential Records Act. Just real quick for our people that are in denial because of Donald Trump's misleading tweets and
Oh,
his I don't know what the word is, panic truths
It's
about
true.
classified documents. So the claim that the Presidential Record Act gives him the ability to do this is false. The moment that a president leaves office, the NARA gets custody and control of the presidential records from the administration. Nothing in the act says and I'm reading this directly from it. Nothing in the act there says it should be prolonged talk or negotiated agreement between a former president and NARA over a former president's return of presidential documents. Much less than that, there should not have been a months-long battle over the NRA first contacted Trump in 2021. And essentially on January 22nd or January 20, 2021 at noon, when President Biden took office, those presidential records of the Trump administration came into legal custody of the archivist of the United States. That's it. There's no debate. Nixon did this. He had essentially, I guess, 18 billion or million. Swerven can maybe correct me on that, but he essentially got them to pay that for those documents back, and they passed this immediately after that because they didn't want it to happen again.
That is a fact. That is a fact.
I mean, but
Amen.
it's we know that.
But
I
they continuously deny it. What they do is they find some weird, I don't even know what they find because there's no information
no Bamba.
that is true about that.
Oh
It's
well,
just
this is why I do what I do, brother Greg. This is why Zeus has an unwavering commitment to bring down this heavy hammer of truth on the Trump supporters.
yeah.
They told me, and they told all of America, this is how it all started. What crimes has he been committed with? Committed. What is the docket number? You know what we've been through. Has he been indicted? Has he been arrested? Has he been charged? And it's been 7 years. This
Yep.
this picture right here, ladies and gentlemen, shuts all of that up.
It's beautiful.
Yes, thank you. Yes, it is. Angela.
It's beautiful.
It shuts it all up. Okay, now the new thing is he hasn't been convicted.
Yep.
Or you know what my other one is? What was the other crime that Alvin Bragg is accusing him of doing besides the
Alvin Bragg.
You said it perfect.
Alvin Bragg is going to go down in American history as one of the American heroes. Yeah, thank you, Christina. Alvin
No,
Bragg
the
is going
thing
to
that
go
I
down
can
in
say now,
American history. What was that?
the thing that I can say now is that they're attacking Alvin Bragg. They're like, oh, he hid 600 documents. He hid this. I'm like, folks, just stop. Because guess what? If Alvin Bragg did anything illegal, guess what? Just like we're saying about the former president, we're saying about Alvin Bragg. Anyone who breaks the law should be held accountable, no matter what your title or position is. Period, point blank, end of discussion.
That's right.
Yes.
And the one thing that I like to tell them is, they say, well, look at the precedents we're setting by indicting a former president. Well, look at the precedents we set by not indicting him. Precedents that we set by not indicting him,
Yes.
or
exactly.
anyone for that matter,
Amen.
is you as the president, you can do whatever you want and you can get away with whatever you want. It don't matter. And now you get into a Jack Bauer type situation in 24 where he's going to track down that former president and get him to confess.
Oh.
And this is the dangerous mentality of some of these folks by saying these things. And what I heard last night.
Oh God, that lie.
What I heard last night was nothing short of a bunch of Trump sycophant Kool-Aid drinkers who were probably drinking it via IV because their Lord and Savior can do no wrong. And what they don't understand is the difference between Trump and Jim Jones.
Oh.
Trump would have actually charged them for the Kool-Aid.
That's fact.
That's funny. That's funny to Zeus. Okay.
Hey,
And
can y'all hear
Funny,
me?
but it's
don't get
fact.
mad at me for laughing at that. That's funny. Because
Can
you
y'all
know he
hear me?
would have charged you for the Kool-Aid.
We can hear you.
Okay, sorry. I was having troubles with the sound for a second. My bad.
Oh. April, you
You
were
know,
saying something? Or Joe, were you about to say something?
I'm sorry. I was just asking if y'all can hear me because I was having
Oh.
trouble with the sound earlier.
Oh, I can hear you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. No, I mean, I just wanted to say, yeah, you're right. I mean, they're in so much denial. I don't think there's any chance that we can ever get them back into reality. It's just too much denial. It's always deflection. It's always, well, what about, Hunter? What about Hillary? What about Joe? Well, you know what? This is what I have to say to them. If they have done something wrong, if they are being, investigated and they have found crimes that they've done something wrong, then by all means, put them in a cell together. I don't care. I am not this huge, like, huge cult follower that, cares whether or not the president's going to be indicted or not. I could care less.
But
If they've
Joe, I had that position before, but I think I'm going to take another position now because I understand just how intense this discussion is. They said you and I both we think it's fair if Joe Biden breaks the law, investigate him, put him in jail. I think that's a fair thing to say when you're dealing with people who are rational. But now that we're at this point where they want to be irrational, I think I can take some joy in being irrational too. And I'll say this. If President Joseph Biden, by the way, God bless Joe Biden, if he broke the law as they suggested, leave him alone because he did it to save these lovely United States of America. Because sometimes you got to get a little dirty to win. And I understand. And that's my position. Because as far as I'm concerned, he didn't do anything wrong.
No.
I mean, yeah, that's a that's a fair position.
He saved
That's
the
a fair
United States
position.
from another 4 years of Donald Trump. Whatever he did, he gets a pass in my book. I'll do like this. Go ahead and do it again, Biden, and I'll turn around and I won't even look.
That's beautiful.
I won't look again. Oh, no, I didn't see Biden do a thing. You could play the tape right in front of me. And I would
well,
close
that's what they're
my eyes
doing
and
now.
plug
That's
my
what the Trump
ears.
supporters are doing. Things right there in front of their face, and they say it doesn't happen. I blame one person for
Uh-oh.
everything that's going on today. I blame one person,
Who?
Gerald Ford.
Oh,
For
thank you,
pardoning
Tenacious. I
Pardoning
appreciate
Nixon.
you too.
Yes.
I
Why do you?
blame Gerald Ford. I blame the
Wait,
former
back your
president
shoes.
for pardoning Richard Nixon, because
Oh,
if he would not have pardoned Richard Nixon would have been convicted. Then we would have had precedent. This wouldn't be off the rails like it is right now. So I blame, even in his grave, I blame Gerald R. Ford, and I blame Richard Milhouse Nixon for committing the crime.
Millhouse. You know what? You're right, Nutty Professor. Let's go on back. At the rate we're going, why not? Since they want to bring up all the other former presidents, let's start with George Washington. Should we get him? Should
Hey,
George Washington be held on charges?
For
go get his
falsifying his teeth.
decomposed, go get his decomposed slave holding body and let's do it.
Allegedly, he did lie about chopping down a cherry tree.
Up,
That's what I'm
right,
saying.
blasphemy, treason, get George Washington. Order.
You gotta understand they're extra sensitive right now, guys. They're extra sensitive, okay? They've come into my lives. I have been called so many things. Mr. Nutty Professor, you have been there for that.
Yeah, I
You have
have.
been there. I have been called every name in the book, and I'm so kind. I'm always so kind. You know, as
You're
long
too
as
kind. You're
I,
too kind.
I know, and no, not anymore. No, I'm done because I was called way too much last night. So I
Did they
was.
call you a child of the living God at all?
They called her everything but.
They did call me something that started with the C word, and it wasn't child.
Wow,
The other thing, Swerve, the other thing I wanted to add
It is
is
that's sign
shame.
language.
Well,
you
just
notice how
hey,
these folks. Oh,
hey,
go
Greg,
ahead.
hold on. Love you guys. You guys are my family, my TikTok family. Thank you. I got to get to work, so I'm gonna drop down. Thanks for letting me up. Y'all have a great day.
Nutty,
All
we love you,
right,
brother.
thank you, Nutty
Hi,
Good.
you
Have a good one, Nutty
too.
Professor.
You too.
The other thing I wanted to just add real quick. You notice how these folks who want to go 5v1 versus me won't come into any of our lives and talk to us. You ever notice that?
No,
Yeah,
they,
you know,
they never will.
that's the thing I was going to bring up. We need to stop giving them the traffic. We need to stop going in their
Yeah,
lives. I
yeah.
mean, you see what happens to me and Zeus. We both got bananaed on the same day.
Right. I do. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Shame.
then they call me
Hey.
a baby because I need people to come help me when I'm outnumbered 5-1. But they won't come to my live. They won't come to Swervin's live. They won't do anything because they know they're going to get bodied.
Well, I would say this. It's more of the truth. They know you can't debate truth.
Well, let me say this.
I don't
Okay,
know if it's me or you.
one of the hot button topics that have come up, and Zeus, you have mentioned this to me. Greg, you have mentioned this to me also. The Smith-Mundt Act. Okay, and
Somebody invite conservative Lynn so she can hear.
I heard. Well, I heard Lance talking about it last night. You know, and you never even read this 7-page document that she claims allowed the Obama administration to pump propaganda out there.
Oh,
Okay. Now we can look at the what do you want to call it?
Thank you.
We can look at the words in the bill, but we can also look at what the bill actually did. Because when I was in the Navy back in the 90s, if we went to a USO overseas, we were not allowed to get. You had the Armed Forces Network, you had Navy Times. These are all actual news networks and news outlets in the active duty military.
Right.
What Obama signed allowed people overseas in Germany and Italy and France. It allowed our American citizens to be able to readily access that information. It had nothing to do with propaganda. Okay. And I mean, let's be real. What government doesn't produce their own propaganda? But they took what she did, she took that little piece of the bill, and now she's claiming Obama allowed propaganda. And that's the hypocrisy in our democracy.
Ooh.
Because she doesn't believe that we were allowed to be able to, that our American citizens, our own soldiers and airmen and Navy sailors and Marines were allowed to access this information back in the day. When Obama came into office, it not only allowed them to access that information, it allowed people overseas to be able to access that information as well as people in this country without having to fill out a Freedom of Information Act. But she doesn't see that. She wants to nitpick and say, well, here's what the bill says. And the reason they will never get into a box with me in my live, because I will give them a fair shake. I don't Y'all have seen me in my lives. I don't
Yes.
allow people to talk over each other, even if they're my own friends. I've told them, look, if y'all can't control yourselves, I'll close these boxes out and won't nobody be up here. Plain truth.
Facts.
That's truth. Okay. So if you ever want to have a civil debate or a civil conversation without trying to propagandize Donald Trump, then we can do that. You want to talk about all the bad things that Joe Biden has done? We can do that too.
I haven't seen a bad thing Biden has done, especially when I'm talking to
So
Trump.
Swervin, what you're saying is that this idea that there wasn't propaganda before is a essentially a lie, because there was.
There always is propaganda.
Well,
We are propagandists.
We've always had the Armed Forces Radio Network.
Okay.
We've always had it. Navy Times, which is an actual news organization as far as the Navy is concerned. The Marines have their own. The Army has their own.
Absolutely.
Every branch of the service has their own. All Obama did was make it easy for people to access this information and these broadcasts. If they were in Germany living in an apartment off base, they could access this information. They would be able to get it. But he allowed propaganda. Miss me with that garbage. Just shut up. Don't come on. Here's the issue that I have with them. Okay, when COVID-19 broke out, they all became virologists. They all became epidemiologists.
Yeah.
They all became fabric specialists when it came to masks.
Right.
They all trashed their kids' degrees that they paid for.
Then when Donald Trump lost the election, they all became election law specialists. They all became constitutional lawyers. They all became whatever TikTok needed them to be. Okay? And now here we are.
They're criminal lawyers
experts
now.
on inflation. Now they're all federal economists. They're experts on inflation.
Well, and that's what I said in the live. I said you guys were constitutionalists. You all became this, and then that's when they lost their mind on me. Because I triggered them a little bit.
Well, Greg, I'm gonna be honest. I think they lost their minds probably way before that.
Yeah. I'm gonna quote a good friend of mine. I ain't a doctor, but I recognize crazy when I see it.
That's a clever line, Swervin.
I do. A lot of people don't, though. That's what's scary.
Yeah.
I'm not a doctor at all.
Yeah.
So here we are. And I know what's going on right now in Trump world because I study it very intently. Trump is getting divorced, or Melania is wanting to file divorce because no woman wants to sit back and hear this news coming out about her husband.
No.
I bet you she heads to Europe. I can't imagine her staying here with that boy.
Nope. All of his attorneys are getting locked up. Okay.
Yep.
It's getting real lonely out there. His kids don't want to help him with this 2024 nonsense. And only thing he has left are his supporters. Huh?
Pence is now willing to testify.
Yep.
He's not fighting that anymore. So we're getting really close.
Yeah.
Pence didn't have the courage.
It's getting really dark and lonely in Trump world.
Pence, let's be honest. Pence was a clown anyway. He wanted to sit there, and his big thing about testifying for Jack Smith, he wanted to make sure that his duties as the president of the Senate on January 6th would not be called into question. That ain't what Jack Smith wants to talk to you about. He wants to talk to you about the phone call you had the morning of January 6th.
Yes.
So I mean, let's face it, Pence is a clown, and people want to sit here and say how Pence was some kind of hero.
No, he's doing what he's supposed to do.
You know
Remember
what?
that show?
Pence. Here's what would have made Pence a better hero in my eyes. If he would have came out a couple of days after January 6th, after him and his family fled for their very lives. Pence wanted to be a hero. You should have been on TV the next day
Rex.
Right.
talking about how it was wrong. Trump should have done something. Your family was in danger. Your very life was in danger. And this man that you sat there and you snuggled up to and you were sucking his taint, that very man put your own life in danger. And you didn't,
Yeah,
you
he should.
waited until over a year later before
Right.
you said anything about it.
Blue
He
wave.
should have. He should have
We,
come out and said, "Go out and shoot your cases of Bud Light. Be America."
Oh,
Oh,
talking
yeah.
about Trump being so lonely, it makes me think of that show Intervention. Could you imagine the Trump family on Intervention?
Oh, my God.
he needs
Swerving,
one.
He
Mr.
does. He really
Swerving.
does.
Yes.
You ain't a true patriot if you don't go out and shoot up them Bud Light.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Oh
I'm gonna
yeah.
tell you right now.
shame.
This is another group, and Zeus, you might hit me with the shame button. I'm cool with it, but I'm gonna tell you something right now. This is another group of stone cold idiots. They have
No
gone.
name calling swerving.
They they
Shame.
How can you
they
know if
have
it
went.
was a free
But
beer they
hold up,
take it?
hold up. They have went because Bud Light has a rainbow can. They have went and spent their money and run over or fired rounds at cans of Bud Light and bottles of Bud Light.
Yeah, like Kid Rock did.
What
And
happened?
I'm gonna tell you right now, y'all, they completely miss the point. They'll complain about high gas prices and paying $13 for a dozen eggs, which is an absolute lie.
Right.
But they went spend money on this beer only to intentionally destroy it.
Morning shame.
Budweiser already has your money, fool.
Plus, you don't get your 10 cents on the can.
It's
Oh,
like,
we get a
remember,
10-cent
Ah,
bottle
does everyone
exchange. Yeah.
remember when LeBron James left Cleveland to go play for Miami and
I
people
do.
started
They were
burning
burning
Yeah.
their
all of their
jerseys.
LeBron James
Struggle.
jerseys? I'm just like, wait a minute. LeBron James already got your money. That's your property you're destroying. That ain't no kind of protest. You a new kind of fool.
Oh,
Yeah.
It's like slap yourself across the face. Oh,
Yeah.
Y'all
yeah,
hearing?
just
Y'all
keep
hearing what's
hitting
going on in
yourself.
Louisville?
Yeah, there's a mass unaliving going on right now
Yeah,
in
there's
Louisville that
they
includes
said five to
Five.
also a
six,
police officer. That
5 to
includes
6
also
on the
one
live.
police officer.
Wait, where's
But
that
yet
Oh.
one?
in
Louisville,
Louisville,
Kentucky.
Kentucky. Okay.
And then there's
And you know
something
what?
going on in Knoxville, a bank robbery with shooting out in the street.
Oh, I'm sure it has something to do. I'm sure it has something to do with the new currency that everyone in these lives are scaring everyone about.
Yes.
Oh
yeah,
my
And
gosh.
you know
Yes.
what? Here's the thing, and I don't know off the top of my head because I haven't gone and looked. What's going on in Louisville right now? They're going to come back and be like, "Oh, well, it's a Democratic mayor," thinking that mayors
Right.
make the state gun laws.
yeah.
Right.
Right.
It,
nice
it,
shame.
I don't know how, I have family that wants to come from Europe, and I'm like, I don't know where I could take you that I can guarantee you're going to be okay.
right. The
I
only place
really
I can take
don't.
you is
I
my
mean,
house.
I'm like, maybe we should do Canada.
I'm close to there.
Yeah.
Come on up.
I'm like, there's a
Come on up.
nice train in Canada that takes you through the Rockies.
And
Just a few hours away.
I love that background you got up there, Zeus. Trump should be a lot more worried about Jack Smith's investigation of J6.
Yes.
He
Yes.
should.
Yeah.
Jack
For
Smith is
sure.
coming from everybody. He's coming for everybody. He's coming
Well,
for
Y'all
and
everybody.
I see,
hear how?
don't forget that
He's
he's an international lawyer.
Yep.
Don't
Did
forget
y'all?
that. That's a big deal.
I was reading this weekend how the Trump crime family's turning all against Ivanka for distancing herself.
Oh.
She's distancing herself
Oh
from
yeah, but her
her daddy.
husband
So now,
isn't.
yeah, but she is. But now all her family's turning against her.
I'm sorry, I'm hot in the comments right
Well,
now.
there's a lot of members in Trump's family that I would argue might be under criminal investigation as well. If I were Ivanka, I wouldn't hang out with these thugs either. These
I
are
don't blame you.
thugs.
No.
Yeah, but since she distanced herself from her dad, now she's being ostracized or whatever.
Everybody mad at her.
Yeah,
The only
Yeah,
one
I
who's
love you,
not
Well,
mad.
that's
Dad, but
they're
okay.
you're a
talking.
thug.
They're
You're a
The,
talking
cheater,
about what's her
Dad.
name?
You cheated on Mom.
Yeah,
You
what's her name?
steal. I don't want to be around you, Dad. I know what
What's the?
Ivanka is saying.
the
She
only
They're
bounces
talking
one.
about
again.
They're talking
Nope.
about the youngest daughter taking her place now in
Oh
The
Trump's
yeah.
only.
eyes.
Tiffany?
There's
Tiffany.
not going to
Yeah,
be anything
Tiffany.
left.
Not if her mother
I
has to
didn't
say
think
about it.
Tiffany existed in his world.
Yeah.
Well, now
I
he is.
forgot about her.
Now she does.
The
Oh,
only
Since
one
Ivanka.
who is not mad at Ivanka Trump right now is Mary Trump.
oh yeah,
Mm,
definitely not Mary Trump.
Oh.
Jeez.
God bless
So
Mary Trump.
Zeus,
That's
that
right.
golf story, that was big in the New York Times this morning or this weekend, and I can't send it to you.
Why not?
I don't know how. I mean, I know how to send it to you on WhatsApp.
Oh,
Oh,
I'll
what?
send you my contact information, Beverly.
Yeah, okay. Because
yeah.
oh yeah, that's a
It's
big
also
old that's a big, circle with a bunch of
Jax.
spider legs all over it.
yeah.
Jack
Yeah.
What
Smith's
about
in their
the
nightmares.
That Jack
what
Smith
about
is
that
something else.
that federal judge in Texas banning that abortion pill?
Oh, don't get me
It's going
started.
crazy. He's going crazy on
You
that
know,
right
with
now.
all of this stuff going on, I can't help but wonder what is the Republicans' obsession with abortion and transgender issues? Can
Did you
anyone
hear
explain that?
I
Idaho?
was there last
They're
night, and I
Christian
can tell
values. That's
you.
what it is.
I
To
can
them,
tell
it's
you
their
exactly
Christian
what it is.
values.
What?
Idaho,
They
you
What
called
is
can't
me.
leave if you're pregnant.
Zeus,
Really? Did
Yeah.
I hear someone say
yeah.
Christian values? You didn't got.
Zeus, let me get a lowdown.
That drug they're trying to ban is not just for, it's for women that are having miscarriages too. It's to expel the
The
product.
Lupron.
Yeah,
That's also for prostate cancer. These folks don't know
They
medical
yes,
And
said,
science.
it's for
the
here's what
fibromyalgia.
mifepristone.
they said. Here's what they said to me last night. They said Lupron causes all kinds of issues that makes your what, shrivel up and all this stuff, and we shouldn't be giving them to kids and all this stuff that
Oh,
they
that.
are citing information
Well,
from.
tell them to do that about these drugs on the community if that's what they're concerned about. Miss me with that garbage, like Swervin said.
And
You
they're
know what? I
so
wish they'd all
concerned
see
about
gummies.
this.
I wish they'd all
With that drug.
legalize marijuana and have some.
These folks don't understand medical science. They're not primary care physicians.
No.
Folks, please stop getting real professional information from people who aren't qualified to give it.
So
You're
What's
going to ruin your
embarrassing
Zeus,
life.
is
Zeus, let
they're
me
Jesus.
my
let me get a
age.
lowdown. Let me give you the lowdown.
Oh,
Okay,
Okay.
okay.
Jesus Christ.
they want to ban mifepristone because the last census of 2020 showed a lot of these old white people that they would no longer be the majority come 2045 or 2050. So they want to make sure that they keep having white babies. What they don't want to make sure of, or what they don't care about, is the pain that women could end up being in. Now there is, and the reason I say that is because there is an alternative drug to mifepristone, right? However, it takes longer to do its job, and the woman could be in a lot of pain. They
Mm-hmm.
don't care. The fact
Native
that these
Americans have a
laws, the
recipe.
fact that these laws are being written by a bunch of old white dudes who are
Yep.
not doctors. The judge who put this ruling into place for this drug, he's not a doctor. So at what point do we separate medicine from the judiciary? If the
Hey, Swerve.
if the FDA
Right.
goes through every single process that the federal government, who has had a long-standing process of over 40 years now, this is the process you will need to go through to get this drug approved, unless it's something like warp speed, right? If you're going to go through this process, then you do not get to sit there as a judge of any kind and decide that we're going to just completely turn over this process because of your own personal feelings. And the last thing that I would say on that is you will never see a judge out there overturning the use of Viagra. Because
Yeah.
when it
Yeah,
comes to
exactly.
Good point.
things like women's health care choices, well, that's not going to affect a man, is it? No, it's not going to affect a man.
Mm-mm.
It
When it
But
comes to things like a woman being able to make her own healthcare decisions, and you have government right between them, then that's where the problem comes in. And they will
Yeah.
always say a lot of these Christians, these evangelical folks will sit there and say, well, it's God's will that life be endured.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
Yeah,
well,
Swerve, just like old Pappy in
hold
the
on,
thing, he's saying
hold
that's
on,
only
hold
your
on, hold
opinion.
on, hold on. Let me finish. You know what else is God's will? God's will?
miscarriages.
As a man, no, not miscarriages. As a man, when your package no longer works, that is God's will. And he is only allowed to take a freaking drug that is going to allow that to work again.
Yeah, there's a reason you shrivel up and we dry out.
So,
So
are you saying
Well,
that blue pill should not be used because that goes against God's will, Swerve?
we subsidize as a nation. We subsidize the makers of sildenafil. Sildenafil is the active ingredient in Viagra. Okay, it's called sildenafil, and we subsidize the manufacturers of sildenafil over $50 million a year.
Well,
Over
let's.
that's
It's
what we that's
needed.
the
Are you
money that the
suggesting it's needed?
Hey, let's
no.
start a
See, that's the
petition.
problem. That's the problem. Again, you got a bunch of old dudes whose stuff didn't work no more. So yeah, that they're gonna vote for. But when it comes to a woman's health care or an ectopic pregnancy or her having to make a necessary medical decision to make sure that she lives, it just no, it's not a needed drug. You know,
You know what?
I'm
Swerving.
gonna tell you like this, Zeus, and then I'm gonna put myself on mute. I want everybody within the sound of my voice to understand something. There are three things in this country right now that have more rights than a woman. Three things. One of those things is a firearm,
yep.
the other one is a corpse, and the other one is a fetus. Those three things, those three inanimate objects, have more rights than women do in our country right now.
Shame.
Thank you for
Thank
noticing.
you for saying that.
Swerving.
Yeah,
Shame.
thank
So
you.
I'll add this because I was in the live last night and I was ganged up on 5v1. Okay, so here's what they say. They say that it causes this irreversible damage. It causes hip issues with these children, heart issues. They say, how do you reverse that? And if they're making this decision before they're 18, how is that okay? How are you going to accept that? And I simply said, all I said was there are plenty of drugs that cause the same type of things, like ADHD medication and all of that good stuff, and nobody gives a crap. But this is what they do. What they vilify me in that live. They
You know,
absolutely vilify me. They
you
threaten me.
Shame. No vilifying Greg.
No,
you know
that's
what
not
Words
a
should be
right.
what the most
ashamed
you
of
know what one of the
yourself.
most, and this is gonna trip
If
you
you
out.
knew better, you do
Oh,
better.
I don't think anyone
No, he's
will be
not.
able to get this answer. Do any of you know what one of the most dangerous drugs in this country is right now? And it's a legal drug. It is prescribed. It is used in emergency rooms, hospitals throughout not just the
No.
oxycodone.
USA, throughout the entire world. Do you know what that drug is? It is one of the most deadliest.
Oxy.
What's that?
Oxycodone.
Nope.
No?
Fentanyl?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
Probably something more
Oh,
simple.
somebody said
It,
Tylenol.
it's very simple.
Acetaminophen.
Nope.
I'm reading out of the comments.
Ibuprofen.
Nope. The
It's,
one of the most deadliest drugs
what do
that
they
we
use it for?
administer, one of the most deadliest drugs that we administer on a daily basis, penicillin.
Oh.
Ah,
Yeah, my husband.
Yes.
that
Yeah.
was okay.
Got to
Now,
look into it.
Yeah.
because people don't even know they're allergic to penicillin
Right.
until they've
Yeah, my
taken
mom is.
penicillin.
Yeah, yeah,
My
And
husband
in
is.
some
yeah.
cases, they don't have the necessary medical charts to let a doctor know that they are allergic to penicillin. And a simple infection, when they start giving you broad spectrum antibiotics,
Yeah.
penicillin is part of that. And
Yeah.
then they discover someone is allergic to it. They go into anaphylactic shock.
Anaphylaxis. Yep,
And the next
yep.
thing you know, you got a cold blue on the table.
Yeah.
Now,
Wow.
they
So,
they
ladies
don't
and
care
gentlemen,
about
look
that.
that up. Make sure
Yeah.
you consult with your primary care physician about that. Serious stuff going on out here.
So
Can-
I have a question. So
say that.
down in Tennessee, I think it was, they were trying to decipher when it was okay for a pregnancy to be non-viable and how much bleeding, they were asking questions about how much bleeding. And I'm like, well, how would they feel, how would they feel if they were asking men how much is in their, used condoms? Because they were implying, how much in how many Kotex pads. Or I mean, it's kind of like it's not just barbaric and what they're trying to, it's embarrassing. It's like dehumanizing. I mean, really, seriously, how much do you have in your used condom? Let's
Cut
measure.
it out, Bamba.
So
I
Order.
think we
this
should start asking.
TMI.
so this mifepristone that they're
It's
talking
gross.
about being used for abortion is also used, of course, for a miscarriage to help expel the products. And if you don't, and your body retains that, you can have a serious infection that causes internal bleeding, and you will be unalived
And see, they
from
think
that.
that's it.
And they
They,
don't understand that
they,
it's not just used for that.
and
For
the blood doesn't
abortion.
come out where they
No,
think it does.
it's in.
The woman's body pools blood.
You
We
can.
don't know we're
Yes.
hemorrhaging.
I've had it, and you have to go into surgery, and I had to have a blood
Yes.
transfusion. And this is what can happen.
I
You
don't,
can
I
be
don't,
unalived by taking this medication away. It's not
I don't,
used just for that.
I don't know if
It's,
this is a conversation I'm prepared for.
No, but I'm
it has
telling you, when we're
multiple. I
hemorrhaging,
mean,
it's
Uh,
going into our chest cavities. It's
yes.
going everywhere else but where you think it is.
It,
And we have no clue.
it
We
will
about
pull.
we
Yeah.
faint. We faint. That's it. We faint, and we don't know why.
Yeah.
It pulls up
these are
into
real
internal
issues.
bleeding.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's a major issue. Yeah,
They have no idea what these are used for and what it can cause. It's not just for an abortion. It is also for miscarriages that they won't now if we don't have that, you do not expel the product of that,
And
and then you can die from the internal, you can unalive from the internal bleeding.
and
yeah.
this is why I would wholeheartedly say with my whole chest, it is nobody else's issue
Yes,
to get between a
exactly.
woman and her doctor.
Right.
100%. Now,
Agreed.
doctors don't even know what they can do in certain states. Now you got the doctors wondering if they can step in and what they can do from state to state. And now they're trying to do this federally. So now what?
Well, wait a minute. Let me tell you, ladies, this. I don't know if you were aware of this or not, but a report came out this past weekend. Okay, so many hospitals throughout the country are closing their
Right.
pediatric wards and OBGYNs.
Yep.
Right.
They're closing them down.
Idaho lost a labor and delivery
Yeah,
wing because
Good
not only
Lord.
did the doctors leave, they couldn't fill it. They advertised for, we're hiring, and nobody would take it.
yeah.
So
Nobody would take it.
there's a rural hospital that doesn't have a labor and delivery. So you're going to start seeing unalives from
Yes.
just not having the proper care to deliver.
I read an article this weekend where a young lady, she is on, she is pregnant with her sixth child, and to her credit, she says she's always had quick births. Right, her second and fourth child were born on the side of the road while she was on her way to the hospital.
It's kind of
Yep.
The
lucky.
hospital was only like a 10-minute drive away. Now
Wow.
the closest hospital to where she can get the care of an OBGYN is a 40 to 50-minute drive away. And she is currently pregnant with her sixth child.
Yep.
It's
And
not
now
looking
if she
bad.
was in Idaho, she wouldn't be allowed to leave the state.
And that's sad. That's really
Yeah.
sad. That's why I
It
say
is.
thank you to the Republican Party for helping the blue side. Because you're just setting yourselves up for failure with this
Yep.
failed attempt to try to regulate human rights.
Did you hear what happened with the frozen embryo? What law they used to decipher which X owned the embryo? They used a
I've never heard of
slavery
this.
law. They used a law that applied to slavery because that's the only thing they could come up with.
Yep.
Wow.
Freaking insane.
Oh, keep it clean.
I didn't say swear. Frick is not a
He
swear
said
word.
freaking.
I said frickin'. I know.
He did.
I'm
He
sorry.
did.
I'm sorry. I'm hot. I'm just
Good
hot
morning,
right now.
everybody. How is
Good
everyone?
morning, Shay.
Good morning.
Hey, you.
Good
I know
morning,
it's been a while.
girlfriend. I hope you had a great weekend.
Yeah. Yeah. My son got senior pictures done yesterday with a photographer. That was so fun.
On
Oh,
Easter?
cool.
Yeah. Yeah. He's a busy man. So,
Yeah.
And I'm not
Handsome
religious, so
liberal.
it's all good.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, it was great.
I'm
Handsome
gonna
liberal says hello to everyone.
Yeah, I see Handsome's in here. I should invite him up.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and I'm gonna say this. And if you need me to drop down, Zeus, you just let me know. You say the word, brother. I
No,
respect Mount
you're
Olympus.
doing all right with the guiding this ship through the night skies. Yes, thank you, Christina.
The current Republican Party, because I've had people in my lives that will tell me, and these are conservatives, they will tell me how they support the rights of women and they support the LGBTQI plus community. And that's when I will say, you are a liar. And they go, well, what do you mean I'm lying? That's I support them. Yeah, here's why you're lying.
Tell us why.
You are supporting a fascist party that is constantly trying to strip rights away from them.
Right.
Which in turn makes you a fascist. Well, you don't even know what fascist means. You know what? I know exactly what it
I'll
means.
take it a step further, Swervin.
Take it a step.
I'll take it a step further because they have, a couple of the people of that community in their chats and stuff, and in their chat rooms that they're friends with, and y'all know who I'm talking about. They even have a drag queen, a trans, and they have some gays, all that kind of stuff. They only support them if they vote like them. Let's be very clear.
Oh.
Yep. There you
Very
go.
clear. That's what I see in their chat rooms.
You are now, you are
That's what I see.
accountable for what your party's putting forward. You are accountable if you vote for them.
So, like, they have.
Is that true, Trump supporters?
Yeah.
Is that true?
Well, that's what I see in their chat rooms. Like, they have a drag queen. I mean, she's gorgeous, Jakarta, and I was like, wow. You guys support drag queens, and MOD wanted to all this stuff, and I'm like, and I said, and there was one of their friends that got in and said, oh man, Jakarta's this and Jakarta's all this and da-da-da. And it was all about, and he could not use their pronouns correctly. Like it would go he, her, them. I don't know what to call. Da-da-da. It was just laughing over how he was stumbling on how to use pronouns with Jakarta, where all he had to do is ask Jakarta what their preferred pronouns were. But anyway, I was just sitting there going, oh, he's fierce, he's this, or she's this, and da-da-da-da. And I was like, it's all because Jakarta's a conservative. You have no issue with them because they're a conservative. They vote your way. They think like you. Let's be real clear what's going on here.
Yep.
And that's what I see is the hypocrisy in that group. Like, I'm like, oh, okay.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Hypocrisy.
So you tokenize these people. I get
Why
it.
do you do it? Why?
Well, and that's
exactly
what
I
do.
see.
What they do is they call me a white
Janae,
savior.
it's not the same. Janae,
they call
it's
me a
not the
white
same.
savior.
I support Jakarta.
Yes,
Hold
a
on,
white
guys.
savior.
Janae, I support Jakarta in his ability to do his art. And I would not be concerned with Jakarta being around my kids. And if Jakarta wanted to read a book to my child, I would have no issue with that,
my
Janae.
gosh. They look so
it is not the same. Trust me.
It's
I don't attack
fun.
Jakarta in his group, in his ability to do what he wants to do and how he wants to express himself. You guys are all about anti-drag shows for kids and story hours and all that. And you know what's funny, Janae? I've never even heard of these story hours before you guys started making me think about it. I'd never heard of any of this.
No,
I'm
I
raising
don't know
children.
anything about that.
I want to know because I'm looking.
It's
I'm
so
looking
crazy to me.
hold on. I'm looking at these comments go through from Janae. Janae, I want to know who. When you say both sides, I want to know who on the left is demonizing our drag queens and our members of the LGBTQI.
Linz is here. Linz is here. Linz is here. Bring her up right now.
Well, that's okay. We don't have to.
Well, explain to her at least about this freaking Smith's Month, because I've about had it.
Yeah. I just, listen, here's my thing, Janae and Linz and all of you. You're so for parental rights, right? Isn't Linz a mom of liberty? Like, they're so for parental rights, but at the same time, you're telling parents they can't take their child to a drag show.
There's someone's mic
can't take their kids
interfering.
to drag story hour. They can't take their kids to a doctor, and the doctor says, "Yeah, I think they need to start on some things because they're pretty, pretty suicidal." Like, you guys want to interfere with all kinds of parental rights on things you disagree with. Make that make sense. I'm tired of hypocrisy. Honestly, it's hypocrisy.
And that's Shay, just to go along the lines of what you say with the hypocrisy, they are all for parental rights. We're going to make sure the parents have the right to ensure their children are not being indoctrinated or being taught critical race theory. But when it comes to parental rights of one of the trans members or a member of the LGBTQI plus community, then here comes the party of less government, smaller government, putting the government right in the middle and stopping those parental rights.
Shame!
Yeah, that's what
Stop
it is.
We
Let
got
children be children. Let parents
but
make the decision what their children need to be, Lindsay. It's none of your damn business.
Yeah, exactly. And this is what I had in their lives too. It's ridiculous.
Us teachers are not indoctrinating your children. I don't know where that is coming from. We can't even say anything, not one word about politics, nothing. Nobody's indoctrinating these children, and it's becoming downright insulting to us teachers to be hearing that over and over and over again.
Today
I
we
want to know
rock.
where the heck you're getting this from.
But
Teachers
do not
out here busting our
Whatever
butts and
makes you
not
feel
even
better.
making any money for it. We're not indoctrinating your children. Where are you getting this from?
do not tell me it is both sides, because I don't know anybody on the left who is demonizing the LGBTQI plus community, drag queens, members of the BIPOC community. I don't know anybody on the left who is banning books.
That's right.
I don't.
Right.
So please don't sit here with the both sides BS argument.
Yep.
Right.
You can miss me with that garbage.
I like that line.
And whatever you
With
tell
that
a kid they can't have, whatever you
I'm
tell
gonna
a
take
kid
that,
they can't
Swerve.
have, they're going to look for it. And you think they don't know that you're banning books? You're going to say, oh, they
Not
don't
both sides.
exist?
It's
They're
not
going
both
to find
sides.
them.
I'm not going to sit here and listen to that. It's not.
She keeps stating both sides.
It's not both
to
sides.
one person.
They're telling us
On the
teachers
left.
that we're pedos, we're indoctrinating the children. It's getting old, and it's darn right. It's insulting. We put in so much work. We put in so much work to these kids, our own supplies.
I
our
thought
own
they
time,
loved the
very
kids. I
little
thought we
pay.
loved kids.
Where the heck are you getting that from?
Who
Sorry,
is
but
that?
I
LOD is
cheated
here.
on
They've
that.
come.
Stop with
Let's
that.
bring them up
10
since
years
they want to be so tough in their lives. Let's go.
It's not.
If
If they want to reply to that, I will.
That woman doesn't know how to discuss anything.
They can't,
Michelle.
save your party. Get somebody, you guys need to save your party because you don't have
Lynn, this is truth.
clear
I'm here to help
representation.
you.
You don't have clear-minded representation. You kick them out.
There
You
you-
kick anybody who's sensible in your party out.
They're tired of your extremism. The Gen Z is coming
Hey, Lynn.
along, and you're
Hey, Lynn.
ripping everything away
Come
from
up
them.
then if you're
and
not
they're
scared.
done.
Come up right now.
I'll drop. Whoever wants to come up, I'll drop.
Hold on. It's
I'm
Zeus's
I'm
live.
tired of this.
Listen, ladies.
Well, we gotta leave it to Zeus. It's Zeus's
We
live,
gotta leave
guys.
it to Zeus.
Zeus is God of sky and thunder, and I have other affairs to tend to. Now, I got a good 10 more minutes, and then I'm going to have to wrap this up. But
the other thing is that's freaking
keep delivering the truth.
How many, how many Republicans have been brought up with their preachers and been sex offenders?
Yes.
Make me a list of Democratic sex.
Thank you. Good point. I'd love to see a list of
Make a
Democrats.
freaking list if it's both sides, Janae. Make a list of Democrats who have been found to have seriously
pictures and everything.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
As a little Catholic, I'd rather have my kids.
hold on, everybody. Hold on. I want to say this to Janae.
It's not both sides.
Keep it
I want to,
clean.
I
No
want,
name calling. You know
I
what we
want,
do. We just break free.
I want to say this to Janae. When you disagree with her, she automatically thinks you hate her.
Oh, I
Yep.
don't hate her. No.
No hate. I
To
no
hate
hate.
There's no
somebody,
hate
you
here.
have to, you know,
But Janae,
hate's not
I would
in
ask
me.
Janae, I
I
would
take
ask
that
this.
back.
Like,
Hold
I
on.
don't know who
Hold
the
on. One
school
at a
teacher
time.
was. I don't know who the school teacher was that was just speaking. But let me tell you something. First of all, you're in an admirable trade. Okay,
Thank you.
and here's the problem. They don't trust you to teach your kids about critical race theory. They don't trust you to teach your kids about drag queens. They don't trust you to indoctrinate one of their children. But they are so quick to stick a firearm in your hand and say, defend my kid
Yes.
when this situation breaks out. You
Yep.
don't trust them to
In
teach,
Tennessee,
but you
there's
don't
not an
trust them
age
with a
limit.
firearm.
Hold
So,
on.
Janae, I would ask you once again, which person on the left is demonizing teachers? Which person on the left is taking away people's rights? Come on, Janae. You say it's both sides. You
Thank
should
you.
be able to give us the name of the
Yeah.
person on the other side. Come on,
Yes. Name
Janae.
them. We will, you know what? You name them, we'll say they're crap. If you can prove that they've been in front of the court or the police, we'll turn around and we'll jump on the same bandwagon.
I
Is
stand
anybody
by
is
my
anybody in the
position.
request queue? Because
Yeah,
we gotta clear this up. If you have a little bit of time, I really want to clear this up.
Well,
Well, Mother Dragon shouldn't care about CRT because she has said many times she
oh,
doesn't identify as a
okay.
black person now. So
Someone has to drop.
probably
I'll
In
doesn't
drop.
order,
care
Somebody
about it.
drop.
I'll drop.
I can drop if you need me
No,
No,
to.
no,
Swerve,
No,
you
I got
stay.
it. I'll drop. I said my piece as a teacher, and that's what I wanted to talk about.
That's
I'll drop.
hilarious.
and
I have to go to work anyway. I don't want anyone dropping. I have to go back to work anyway.
okay.
You have a good
Well,
day.
how many
Thank
do you
you,
have?
April.
Have a
Are you
good
going
and
live
safe
again
day.
today, April?
Yeah, around 4 or 5 o'clock. Thank you, Zeus.
All right, ladies.
Mm-hmm. Bye,
Follow
April.
April.
Bye,
Okay,
y'all.
All
she
right.
has great live.
Bye.
Now, I'm going to go in a little overtime, and Lynn is a good friend of mine, and so no
I'll put
names
myself
calling and
on
stuff.
mute.
Don't name call. No, none of that piling up.
Of course not.
We got what? Let's do 20 minutes.
Let's
Is
do
that
it.
enough?
Yeah.
Yep.
I think this is between Greg and Lindsay, right?
Well, this is the whole Smith-Mundt Act. I want to put this to bed right
Who
now.
is this between, first of all?
I think it's Greg and Lindsay.
Yeah, it's
I
Greg
have
and
no idea
Lindsay,
what the
and
Smith-Mon Act is, so I'm gonna let
this is
someone
the
use.
Smith-Mundt Act.
Jesus
We got to
Christ.
put this to
It's
bed right
Monday
now.
morning. I want to get off on Jack Smith.
I'm just gonna mute. I know. I want to talk about Jack Smith haunting everybody in the.
All right.
All right, so
But I'll
Swervin,
be
What was
quiet.
I summoned here for?
you were summoned here for Smith-Mundt, and Swervin explained it earlier, and I'd like him to do it again because I'm sick and tired of hearing it from him.
Sure, go ahead and explain it,
Yeah, go
Swervin.
ahead.
Okay, are you gonna speak disparaging about me like I watched you do last night, or can I finish without you
I didn't
interrupting?
speak disparaging about you at all.
Sure. Okay. I guess I
What did I
did.
say about you last
I
night?
guess. Please stop.
All I said was it's
Please
sad that
stop.
Greg can't
Please,
defend
please
himself and he
stop.
has to phone a
Please.
friend.
And here we go again. You cannot just stop and listen to
You made a
anyone
claim.
without.
I'm rebutting the claim.
And here you go again.
You
Just
made an
Swerve.
accusation, Swerve.
Nobody
Okay,
gets
okay,
to
okay.
talk.
I'm just asking about
Nobody
it.
gets to talk. Nobody
Oh my
gets to
God.
talk.
Go ahead.
All right,
Go
all
ahead.
So go ahead and say what you want to say, Lens. Get it all out the way.
I literally just said, go ahead. And then you were like, are you going to talk disparagingly about me like you did last night? And I said, I did not speak disparagingly of you. Asked you what you were talking about. And then you started coming at me. So I don't know. You can miss me with that. Go ahead
Yeah,
with the Smith-Mundt.
and I will always come at you and the people like you. Now, here's the
Sit
deal
here and
with the
come at me.
Smith.
Can you just
And
argue the point, please?
and there you go, cutting me off again.
Oh my
Okay,
God.
okay,
This
okay.
is why I don't come into the live that you
Order.
are in.
Let's go. Let's go. Zeus doesn't
Do
have
you
much
need a
time.
moment? Do you have an emotional support animal? Do you need a tissue? What is it you need, Swervin?
You need a tissue?
Where are we
Are you
at with
kidding
this?
me?
I don't feel
Can you
like
get
I'm
to the
getting any new
point? I
knowledge.
got
I'm
summoned here for the Smith-Mundt
Okay,
Okay,
Act,
so
so
let's
go.
get
Stop
into it.
I'm
wasting
Let's get
trying
time.
into
if
it,
you would
please.
shut up.
Let's get into it. All right. I think everyone's thrown their blows. Let's get into it. Because
Well,
Zeus doesn't
here's
have
I
the
much
haven't
deal.
even
time.
begun, but go ahead.
Here's the deal with the Smith-Mundt Act, because you all will sit there and you will read the bill and you will say Obama allowed propaganda. Did you know back in the 1990s, when I was in the Navy and I would go to USOs like Saudi Arabia, Mogadishu, we were not allowed to see things like the Armed Forces Radio Network. We were not allowed to see things like the Navy Times. What the Smith-Mundt Act allowed to have happen when Obama made the amendment, it allowed our soldiers who were in Germany, Italy, Saudi Arabia, Mogadishu, Djibouti, Egypt, the Philippines. It allowed those soldiers and those sailors and those Marines to be able to access the information of radio networks like the Armed Forces Radio Network, the Navy Times, the Marine Corps Times. It allowed us to be able to access those things. But you all think that Obama all of a sudden allowed propaganda.
Okay, so
That
again, if you read, first of
I'm.
all, that has
Oh
no
my God!
bearing.
Here we go.
We're literally talking about a bill that is
Here we
talking
go.
about not just
Hmm.
international, but we're talking about domestic. We're talking about entertainment, social media, internet. Every single facet that you can gain information from, the government is now sticking their nose in and regulating what can and cannot be done. Why is the government involved in media if we have freedom of press underneath the First Amendment?
The
So, hey,
government.
now, Swervin,
Wait,
are you going to continue? Because I want to make sure I know when each
go
of
ahead,
you are
Zeus.
done with your points, because I'm trying to keep up with what's happening.
No, go ahead, Zeus.
No, I mean, Lynn talked. I was just concerned that we're not letting each other finish what's being said,
No,
and
I
this
asked a
could go.
question.
Okay.
It allowed people within this country and other countries to be able to access things like the Armed Forces Network. And I'll be honest with you, I'll say this with my whole chest. Every government on the planet creates and produces their own propaganda to make things look better, especially when it comes to our members of the armed forces. Okay. And when I'm out on a submarine for 2.5 months and I can't get any news from the outside world, but then when we surface and I see the Armed Forces Radio Network talking about what the military has done, that is what Obama's amendment to the Smith-Mundt Act allowed to have happen.
Okay,
But
so
you've
if
never
it
been
was
no
just
no no
geared
no no
towards
no 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 no
military,
no
I
no no
would
no
I
no
would
no
understand
no no no
swerving
no
and I
no
would
no
agree with
no
you.
no 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 no
However,
no
Wait,
no
it
no no
opens
no
up
no
the
nope nope
door.
nope nope nope
Oh
nope
my
nope nope
God.
nope
I
nope.
think he
You
was
don't get to
still
cut me
talking.
off.
Well, how long is he going to
You
monologue
don't
for?
you
Is my
don't
question.
you don't get to cut me off. You
Oh
don't get to cut
God.
me off. This
Come
is
on
this is
now.
not one
Come
of
on
your
now. Come
this
on
is
now.
not
We're
one of
playing
your
a
Let's
right
just hear
we're
your
ways.
a fair
personal
game. I got you.
anecdotal
Listen.
about when you were in the
This
military.
is
I
not
said I would
anecdotal.
agree with you.
And you
Hey,
just
come
need to
on
be
now.
quiet and
We
listen.
got time.
You just need to be quiet and listen. This is not anecdotal. This came from several of my teammates that I was on that submarine with. This came from several thousand of our armed forces military service members who were able to, when they would go out into the world, when we would go to port visits, we could access this information.
This is
This
all anecdotal.
information, oh my God, you just won't shut the hell up, will
It's
you?
all anecdotal, dude.
You
Land the
won't shut
plane.
up.
Again,
You won't
show
shut
me a
up.
source or
You won't
something that
shut up.
clearly gears that it's
You
only
won't,
towards
and
military
Ladies
personnel.
and
you
gentlemen,
still just won't shut the hell up.
No, listen,
can
I'm
we
here to
maintain
debate.
some
I'm not
You
here to
still
civility?
won't
listen
shut
to an
up.
extended
I
monologuing
can
about
talk
you and
over
all of
Calm
your
you
down,
teammates
just
Swervin.
as
Calm
much
and
as
down.
how
you can
you guys
talk over
couldn't
me.
couldn't see
I
the
can talk
news.
over you just as much as you can talk over
I
me.
will do
So
it.
keep going.
I
So
will do it.
again, I don't
Yeah,
care about the
again,
anecdotals that you're coming
keep
up
going.
with or
Perfect,
that your
perfect,
teammates or
perfect.
where you
Yep,
guys
Okay,
yep,
we're
went. I
not.
yep,
don't
yep, yep,
care. I'm
yep, yep.
literally just
Sure.
arguing a point when we're talking about a bill that is geared specifically toward.
So as we can see, I don't know where we got with that, but I'll deal with the blowback from closing those boxes how I see fit. Ladies and gentlemen, here's the deal. There's the truth, and then there are lies. And I heard a bunch of lies. My concern, you don't want the government involved, but you keep forcing the government to be involved. Come on, Trump supporters, conservative led, cut it out. You cannot pick and choose what part of the government you want to be involved in the lives of the American people. You can't. And then get mad when we push back and tell you, cut it out. Shame! Lastly, this conduct of not even being able to allow one another to talk. I didn't want to address this, but I'm going to address it because there's no one else out here that's going to be as honest as I am. It's not a debate when you yell. I don't even think most of you who claim you debate, I don't really think you know what the definition of a debate is. Because you're not even exchanging any information. I don't feel like I'm more intelligent after hearing these things. I feel like I got to go and rinse my mind with a dictionary and go to some doctors and go to some universities out here and really talk to the experts. But if you don't have a PhD behind your name, if you've never published a journal, you have no idea what you are talking about. Yes, we all have a little, what they say, jack of all trades, master of none. I get it. But none of you, and I hate to say it, have PhDs in the various topics that you provide your opinion about. I've heard a lot. I don't have a PhD, but the things that I am confident of, I do talk about. I.e., if you want to talk about mathematics, let's have that discussion. Many of you have came to my session on toxic calculus. Most people don't know what a derivative is. Most people don't know what an integral is. Most people will tell you, I hate math. But then get up here and try to tell Zeus how the 2020 election was stolen. Come on, folks, cut it out. You're not good at statistics. You're not good at computer science. You're not good at math. You're not even good at psychology. And that's one of the disciplines you can get without taking a lot of those, what they call STEM courses. So I don't want to hear it. You're not legal experts. You're not history experts. You're not scholars. You're just TikTok content creators at best. And you know what? I heard people say this. You don't remember what you were when you were a kid at 6 months years old? To those folks, I'll say this before I get up out of here. One thing I will tell you, and I have 100% facts to verify it, that when I was born, the moment I came, actually when I was conceived in my mother's womb, I was Triple H. Yes, I was honest, humble, and handsome. And I remember that since day one. So you cannot tell people, and you know what they do? Thank you, heaven. You know what these people do? What they have in a math world, these would be considered tautologies, right? They do these things with these, if this is true, this must be true statement. Go look at a tautology table. That is not always the case. Just because the first part of what you said is true does not imply the second part is true. I can say if 1 plus 1 equals 2, then that means 5 plus 5 equals 7. Is it true? No. So quit using those disgusting, illogical forms to actually say you have completed an argument. At best, you have theories. Theories, in order to be proven true, must become theorems. And in order to do that, you have to show proof that what it is you're proposing, what it is your hypothesis is, you have to show proof that what it is true. And I believe 90% of most of these folks out here debating on TikTok, especially my friends on the right, the Trump supporters, have no clue what the heck they're saying and how it makes sense. I just saw Lauren Boebert talk about her plan to arm the teachers. This is what she said. You want to stop these things going on in the school? We should give the teachers guns. This is what she said. The guy said, do you mean liberal teachers' guns? Her argument literally fell apart right in front of her face. And even in the middle of that, she defaults to nonsense. Ladies and gentlemen, I got to get out of here. But cut it out. And I will be back in the closet of truth to denounce all forms of misinformation, lies, and conspiracies. Because listen, ladies and gentlemen, you can make it up to yourself and the people who believe it, but in the real world, no one believes you. Now listen up, Trump supporters. We already got Trump indicted in New York with Alvin Bragg. He's going to go down in American history as the first black American superhero to help bring Trump down for his dirty, disgusting, filthy deeds. Okay, and then next, we're going to have Jack Smith. And when Jack Smith brings down those indictments, there's not going to be anything else left to debate, ladies and gentlemen, because the proof is in the pudding. I don't want to hear about, is he charged? Has he been charged? I don't want to hear about that because I'm not debating these things any longer. And you're not required to. If you want to learn, do what everyone else who wants to learn does. Go read a book. Go pay that money to those universities and those colleges. But quit getting professional advice from folks out here on TikTok who brand themselves as things they have no evidence to support are true. You're not an expert because you went to court. You're not an expert because you know Zeus. You're not an expert because you know people. You know a couple of people who've done it. That doesn't make you an expert. You're an expert because you have the experience to talk about what it is you're talking about. And I know a lot of experts, and most experts wouldn't debate in any of these conversations on TikTok. All right, ladies and gentlemen. What else can I say before I get out of here? Snuggles, real quickly, I see that you are requesting to have a conversation with Zeus. I have a couple of more minutes, bro. So where are you at? I hope you're feeling well. I really do, Snuggles. And I will talk to you later. Greetings, Snuggles.
Hello.
Yes.
Hello, yeah.
How are you?
I am in the parking lot. I am at the doctor's office. How you doing?
Oh, I'm all right. How are you? And
Right.
are you leaving the doctor or are you?
Yeah, I just left. I had to pay $800 on the Biden healthcare because Trump healthcare, it was very easy
Okay. Just take that
to
out of
just give him my card.
take that out of the money you were going to give Trump this month, okay? You're going to give it to Trump or Biden, one of the two, Snuggles. Come on, I know this trick you got.
I love you, Zeus. I just have to say that all your friends are absolutely wrong. But unfortunately today,
No. I gotta stop you
can't.
there, Snuggles. Listen, are you taking your
Unfortunately,
meds? Because I think the medication's
yes.
getting to you. My friends out here are actually right.
Listen.
I know it's tough to hear, but they're right.
Hey, listen. Snuggles says James Comer is coming.
No, James Comer needs to respond to that letter Jamie Raskin wrote last week, which that letter indicated that James Comer does not have Hunter Biden's laptop,
and Raskin,
and if he does, he's not releasing it.
Right, and Raskin has to respond. Hold on, Raskin has to respond to James Comer's letter about the laptop.
No.
Yeah.
You have
two
James
investigators,
going to
investigating. Mr. Crossings, shame on you.
No.
This is still an investigation. Democrats are leakers. They're leakers. Why would they give their information to Raskin, a leaker? He's a leaker. All of them. They're leakers.
Yeah. So we're playing basketball with no rules now, Snuggles.
Oh yeah. With the Democrats, there are no rules. Yeah, definitely.
Well, that's all you have to say. Now
leakers.
That there's no rules, Snuggles.
No rules.
Hear ye. Where's my bell? Hold on. Where's the bell at, ladies and gentlemen? Now that there's no rules,
my brother.
Hear ye. President Joseph Biden and Hunter Biden have been absolved of all wrongdoings, and they will never have to be held accountable for anything.
They've been absolved by the media, by the nightly talk show hosts. They've been absolved because they're hiding everything.
They haven't done a thing wrong.
Don't worry, Mr. Crossings. Everything's going to come out. No, everything's shoved in the closet, but it's going to come out, Mr. Crossings. It's going to come out. You are sitting there like you think nothing's happening on the Democrat side. It will be released.
Snuggles, There's nothing happening on the
Right, you
Democrat
sound
side.
like Bill Clinton. I did not have sexual relations with Monica. Give
And
me
he
a
did it.
break. You're all liars. Democrats, you're liars. You don't get the media holds you out. You're all liars. And I got to put my faith in. I got no voice left. But don't you know?
You cracked me up,
You know,
Snuggles.
Mr. Crossings, there's not just one side or the other. There's both sides. And you're all hiding your shit. I'm not
Keep it
stupid.
clean. Wait a second. No, you cannot
All
get
right,
that
all right.
line.
Forgive me. Forgive me. Forgive me.
First of all, the Democrats tell the truth all the time. I have not caught one Democrat in a lie, Snuggles, and you know
Right.
it.
Right, right.
As far as
Right,
I'm
because they don't know
concerned,
anything. You're right. They don't
there was
yeah.
never a Hunter Biden
You're
laptop.
right.
There was
You're right.
never
Your people
any
are
dealings in Ukraine.
your box is correct because they haven't gotten the news. They don't get the news. Your news stations don't report to you the news. You're all suppressed. I'm going to
Snuggles.
call you the suppression Democrats. You're suppressed. All right, because
No.
yeah.
We are the uplifting Democrats. We are
Oh,
helping America
oh,
out every day.
oh yeah. Uplifting.
You should be honored, Snuggles.
You're up
Really.
something.
No, well, listen,
There's no uplifting. You're up something. I don't know what, but
the Democrats, ladies and gentlemen, please put a blue wave in the comment section so
Donald
Snuggles,
Trump is
right
gonna.
before Snuggles goes home today, he can see that there were a lot of Democrats that were in this live, and he called us all kinds of names. He said that we're liars, which is not true.
I mean,
He's telling on
I
himself.
take that back. You guys just
Snuggles,
not
keep
being
telling on
informed.
yourself, Snuggles.
You're not being informed, Mr. Crossings, and I know it. You know it. Your
Snuggles,
face. I could tell it by your face with that
I'm
smile.
cracking up because
No, because look at your smile. I know you.
you became
You're
unglued.
stuttering because you know. You
What do
know.
I know, Snuggles?
You know
Besides the
that the
fact that
Democrats are hidden. How does
you owe
Republicans get
me,
everything wrong and
Snuggles owes
Democrats are
you,
smelling pretty? Bull
Snuggles,
loney. Yes.
Snuggles. It doesn't
Yes.
change, Snuggles. You can be as mad as you want to,
I'm not
but you
mad.
and I both know it doesn't change the
I'm not
facts.
mad. Donald Trump's going to win the election. I'm not mad, Mr.
Well, I
Crossing.
mean, he probably is going to win that election to get prosecuted. But if you're talking
No.
about
When he
that
wins, then
2020
he can pardon
election,
himself.
if
It's
you're
okay.
talking about that 2020 election, that presidential thing, oh, Trump
Do
isn't going
not
to
talk
do a
about. Hey,
thing.
you don't want to get suspended. We don't talk about elections.
Well, you know what,
Right.
Snuggles,
We
you're right.
cannot talk about that. That's what you didn't learn from the other
I
account.
love how you got
I'm
President
warning my
Biden
best
eating
friend.
ice cream as your profile picture. Deep
Yes.
down inside, Snuggles, you know Biden
Yes.
makes your day. Huh? Let's be honest, Snuggles. Biden makes your day. You
Uh,
want that chocolate chip, don't you? You love President Barack Hussein Obama.
no. He's heading to
He
Kenya. He's
wasn't
going back
born in the
home.
United States. He was born in Kenya and Tanzania.
Absolutely. You're finally admitting it. And he's going back home because
Ah!
his 2012 hey, Swervin, his 2012 election.
Goodness gracious, folks.
Oh,
Oh my
$30
God.
million. What
Listen,
about that? I haven't heard you talk about that, Mr. Crossings.
I got to give it to Obama. For him to come out of
$30
Africa like the
million
Black
to
Panther,
his
wouldn't you
campaign.
agree, Snuggles? Obama came out of Africa like the Black Panther and took this country and took charge. He got in that White House. You love that, don't ya?
By lying, I mean,
He didn't
and
lie.
frauding
He
the
told the truth.
country. That would be like
Him and Michelle Obama.
That'd be like Arnold Schwarzenegger. He was born
Snuggles,
somewhere. He was born,
Snuggles.
and he's good. If he was president, now he could be president. Now that Obama was from Kenya, I think Arnold could give it a shot, right?
Yeah,
Arnold
no.
Schwarzenegger. Yeah.
Well,
And what
I'll
about
say this.
Gavin
I'll
Newsom?
say this before.
What about
Listen,
Gavin Newsom calling out DeSantis? Because he's afraid.
is
He's
Gavin
afraid.
Newsom a Democrat?
Gavin Newsom's afraid to face DeSantis.
Wait. Is Gavin Newsom a Democrat?
Yeah, but he called out. He called out DeSantis. Did you
Democrats
hear
can't
that?
do anything wrong, Snuggles. Not in
He
this
called out
kingdom.
DeSantis because
Snuggles,
he's afraid to face
Snuggles,
DeSantis.
Snuggles. I have a rule.
Yeah.
Democrats can't do anything wrong in this kingdom. So,
Oh yeah, Gavin
nothing.
Newsom in California, he's done a lot
No,
wrong.
he hasn't done a thing wrong.
Oh
And
my God,
if
Mr.
you think he
Crossings.
has, the problem is you.
No, Mr. Crossings.
Yeah, that's how this works.
Mm.
Yeah. There's nothing you can say to make Gavin Newsom or President Biden or Obama or Hillary Clinton seem like bad people in this kingdom. Because as far as Zeus is concerned, and millions of Americans, they're doing a real good job protecting the rights of a lot of people who've been suffering.
I'm so sorry that you've been misinformed by your Democrats and your media. It's okay. You'll learn a valuable lesson when Trump is in office, and you'll be sitting
Now,
there
I'm going to have to let you
crying.
go. I'm going to have to, because we got to wrap this thing up,
Okay,
Snuggles.
yeah,
But
thank you for
thank
letting
you
me in.
for support. Thank you for voting for President Barack Obama. Okay, I think that was the best thing you did
I think I
within the
was drunk.
last
I
decade.
think I drank Bud Light on that day when it was normal. But that was a really bad regret.
Why do you regret voting for Obama?
Because he promised something he didn't give.
Like
He
what?
didn't. He didn't help. He didn't
What?
help any. He didn't help any Democratic city like he promised.
Like what is one thing, if I could take a message back to President Barack Obama, what
Well,
would you like to?
I don't know if you could afford the flight to Kenya. Can you?
Yeah. See,
Well,
Obama,
anyway,
you know all that money that Obama just made. He can pay for it.
yeah, that was campaign. Yeah, by the campaign
Yeah. We
fraudulent
got that.
funding.
Yeah. We got that
Mm,
money. Now what?
mm.
Don't ask us about it.
Why isn't he investigated?
He doesn't need to be. He did nothing wrong.
Then Trump did nothing wrong.
Well, we'll leave that to the people to decide.
Do you think it's fair that
Absolutely.
Obama doesn't get the
I
same treatment?
listen. I do. No. They're treating Obama real terribly.
And what about
I
Biden
don't
with
think
his
the treatment
documents?
Obama's
How come
getting.
he's not being treated like Donald Trump?
I don't think the treatment that Obama's been getting is fair.
That means you're all suppressed. That's what I mean. You're suppressed because Biden with his documents, Hunter
What
with his.
documents? I
You
haven't
know
heard
what?
about
Hunter's
Biden's
doing his
documents.
paintings now. Did you see his new paintings?
Oh no!
The background canvas is probably the documents that were stolen. Huh? He's using the documents as his
Oh
canvas.
my God!
Yeah,
Listen, Snuggles.
the
Obama's
balloons he was
innocent.
painting.
The only thing Obama is guilty of is trying to help rebuild these lovely United States of America. That's it. Guilty as charged. Now listen, Snuggles. Zeus does have to run. What a nice discussion. I'm glad that you were
We had a
willing to
great
come in.
discussion.
Are you going live later today?
No, I am taking the day off. I have pneumonia.
Oh, well, definitely get that pneumonia under control. What are you doing on TikTok?
Well, you got me pissed. I had to come up here for a few minutes and straighten you out, like I always do.
Well, I guess you're still pissed because you didn't straighten Zeus up at all, Snuggles. Cut it
I love
out!
you, Zeus. I love you, Zeus. All right, guys, I love you out there. You
All
guys
right,
have a
ladies
good
and
one.
gentlemen, take
And
care. What an incredible day.
Democrats, get your knee pads ready.
I had to end it right there before Snuggles gets caught doing something he shouldn't do. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I got to get out of here. Snuggles, please do feel better. Swervin, Greg, Linz, Bamba, Shay, all of you, thank all of you. Nutty Professor, thank all of you for coming to the show this morning. What a great Monday, right? We started out kind of slow. We built up. We got into it a little bit, and then we ended with some nonsense from Snuggles. What more can you ask for on a Monday, right? Angela, you too as well. RMC, thank you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we got to get out of here. To my friends on the right, I know you think Zeus is probably, America's worst nightmare, but I think you'll get to love me the more you listen to what I'm saying, and you'll realize I'm actually helping you out. All right? And to my Democrats, as usual, job well done. Thank you. Until next time!
Who always lost heads in the kingdom?
I really am.
This is how I move when I'm walking like Zeus. This is how I sound when I'm talking like Zeus. This is how I stare when I'm looking like Zeus. I like to act a fool when I'm moving like Zeus. Don't be playing with my mood when I'm moving like Zeus.
Love you too, Snuggles. Get well.
I look like Zeus. Thunder in the sky like you look like Zeus. I make my own rules. I'm a god, call me Zeus. I'm fired.
Thank you, LP.
time to get here and I'm feeling brand new. If you living like a bum, get away from me, fool. I got money on my mind, I can't leave it up to you. I can't hang around with
Stop
you.
sending Trump all your money.
You a high risk, mix all in the mix. I put a bounty on your head. This is way above the feds. When you playing with the gods, and you playing with the dead. Time to let loose with the truth. Yeah, grab your boots. Hey, little mama, let me play with your caboose. I know the ladies love me cause I'm sweet like a tooth. Playing hating on the gods, boy, you such a douche. I tried to be patient, but you had to light my fuse.
What an incredible
like
show.
a mongoose. These ladies love me, yeah, I'm the one that they choose. You know I'm so handsome, that's why they call me Zeus. This is how I move when I'm walking like Zeus. This is how I sound when I'm talking like Zeus. This is how I stare when I'm looking like Zeus. I like to act a fool when I'm moving like Zeus. Don't be playing with my move when I'm grooving like Zeus. You
cut it out
till I look like Zeus. Thunder in the sky like you look like Zeus. I make my own rules, I'm a god, call me Zeus. I'm hotter than Hades and I'm burning down the roof. You say you wanted facts, well, I'm living proof. I've been waiting for this moment. I gotta choose. If you play around with love, then you're guaranteed to lose. I didn't make the game of rules, so don't play me like a fool. If you can't swim, don't be in the pool. Even though I'm hot, people telling me be cool. I'm just sitting on my throne while you looking like a goof. Time to let loose with the truth. Yeah, grab your goose. Hey, little mama, let me play with your caboose. I know the ladies love me cause I'm sweet like a tooth. Playing hating on the gods, boy, you such a douche. Tried to be patient, but you had to like my fuse. Catching all these snakes like a mongoose. These ladies love me, yeah, I'm the one that they choose. You know I'm so handsome, that's why they call me Zeus. This is how I move when I'm walking like Zeus. This is how I sound when I'm talking like Zeus. This is how I stare when I'm looking like Zeus. I like to act a fool when I'm moving like Zeus. Don't be playing with my move when I'm moving like Zeus. You thinking that you cool till I pull up like Zeus. Thunder in the sky like you look like Zeus. I make my own rules, I'm a god, call me Zeus.
Yeah, you know about me. I like to get wild and loose.
Hi, Susie.
I'm the god of the sky, you know what I'm saying?
They don't like it when you tell the truth, but I tell the truth. Say
I'm
on the beat, kicking hard like Bruce. Lawrence Reed on the beat, better call the truth. Danger, cut it out! Don't get caught slipping in the woods or you'll be dead like a moose.
Lindsay on the beat like Zeus.
Let's go!
Love on the beat like Zeus.
Hey!
RNC.
Yeah.
You heard about me.
Take care, ladies and gentlemen. I will see you later. Aloha! We are out of here.